Hello everybody and welcome back to Armchair Bikers TV. Today we got a sit-down video. I want to talk about why we switched to Cardo communication systems as opposed to Sena, which in the past we've used Sena, but recently last year we actually switched over to these Cardo units, and we're here to explain why. That and more coming up. All right, so last year we wanted to upgrade our communication systems. We had been using the Sena SMH10R. I got to pull it up here on the website because I forgot what it was called. But basically that's Sena's low profile unit, so it doesn't take up as much space on the helmet. But it's also one of their more basic units. Doesn't have a lot of features, and it's more affordable. So we had those for probably like 5, maybe even 6 years on our helmets. And they saw everything from hot temperatures, extreme cold temperatures, snow, rain, had tons of hours on them. They were, switched between different helmets. So I mean, we used and abused those things a lot, and had really good luck with them. They never skipped a beat. So when we finally just decided it was time to upgrade because they were getting old and a little beat up, and we were just like, you know what, we need something new. We went down to a local cycle gear store and saw that they had the Sena 50Ss in stock, which the Sena 50S is like the big flagship Big Mac Daddy model for Sena. So I'll pull that up here. So if you go to Sena's website and you look up the 50S, it's got a lot of nice premium features, which is why we were originally drawn to it. Harman Kardon sound, mesh intercom, newest version of Bluetooth, advanced noise control, multi-channel communication, has a 1.2 mile intercom range, right? So all this stuff looked good. So we went ahead and bought the 2-pack, which was, I believe it was around like $700. They're pretty expensive units, as are the Cardos, but they're expensive. So we used them for a little while, and we got caught in a rainstorm, like maybe a month into ownership of these. And prior to that, we had no issues with them. They worked pretty well. They weren't too bad. We were relatively pleased with them. They were definitely a lot more expensive than the original Sena units that we had, but we were pretty pleased with them. Now we got caught in that rainstorm, and afterwards, we both almost simultaneously started having issues with both intercom systems not working correctly, not turning on, turning off on their own and not turning back on, or you'd be riding down the road and it would literally start cycling through menu options on its own without you pressing any buttons. It was really strange, and we were like, wow, I thought these were water resistant. We got caught in one little rainstorm, and now all of a sudden they're both at the same time malfunctioning and having issues. And sure enough, we discovered that their water had gotten inside of them. And of course, water got inside of them and just totally messed them up. And even when we attempted to like dry them out and let the water dry out of them to see if they would go back to normal, they did not. So we continued to have issues with them, which was incredibly surprising to us because with the previous units we had, they were on our helmets for, like I said, 5, maybe even 6 years, and they had been in multiple rainstorms. They'd gotten wet, they'd gotten cold, they got hot, and we didn't have issues with them. And I just couldn't believe, especially with the price tag of those units, that after one rainstorm they were basically broken and they didn't work. So luckily the cycle gear store that's near us took incredible care of us, and they allowed us to return the units for a full refund. But instead of just getting a full refund, we actually exchanged them for the Cardo Packtalk Edge, which prior to that happening, I had never even, really looked into Cardo units. They're becoming more and more popular. You'll notice if you watch different motorcycle YouTube channels, they're sponsoring a lot of channels. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Cardo in any way. We paid for this with our own money, as you might imagine, because we're a small channel and we have no sponsors right now. So, by the way, if you'd like to, subscribe, get us up there, help our channel grow. Maybe we can get sponsored by Cardo at some point. That'd be pretty cool because we do like their units. But yeah, going back to the story, we swapped them out for these Cardo units, and actually, as you can see, the price tag is still on the box, $699.95. So again, around that $700 price point, which is very comparable to the Sena. So, in terms of price, they're very comparable. But, and again, that's for the 2-pack. So the cool thing about the Cardo is that they're waterproof, and it says right on the box that they're waterproof. If you go on their website, it actually has an IP certification for being waterproof. IP67 waterproof, as you'll see here on the website. And what I was really surprised by is that after investigating the Senas, after we bought them, which is probably not the way to do it, I realized that there's no IP waterproof certification for the Sena units. They're just advertised as water resistant, but they're not actually certified waterproof, and they're not warranted if you get them wet and they break. Like, that's not covered under their warranty, because they're not advertised as being waterproof, which is unbelievable to me because it's a unit designed to be used on the outside of a motorcycle helmet, and of course it's going to be exposed to the elements. I mean, that's its intended use, is to be exposed to the elements. It's going on the outside of a motorcycle helmet. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. So it boggles my mind that such an expensive unit, and especially from a company like Sena, who's been a flagship brand in motorcycle communication and in other aspects of Bluetooth communication, that they wouldn't have their main unit that, is very expensive, be waterproof. So that's what's amazing about the Cardo units, is that they're actually waterproof, which, again, it's silly to think that the Senas aren't, but these are actually certified waterproof. The waterproof capability is covered under warranty. And then in addition to that, you have, all the same premium features that the Sena has. You have, mesh communication, you have the noise mitigation. This has improved sound by JBL audio as opposed to Harman Kardon. Now, in terms of the sound quality between the two, I think the sound quality of, like, if you play music in your helmet, I think the JBL sound system is actually better in the Cardo unit rather than the Harman Kardon in the Sena unit. I did notice a little bit better sound coming from these. So, but as far as the actual voice, or the voice intercom audio, I think they're pretty much about the same. I don't really notice a huge difference between the two. Another thing that I love about the Cardo is updating the software is super easy, unlike the Sena. The Sena actually came, and I'll show you on the computer here, came with some weird Wi-Fi dongle thing that you had to plug in and then connect the headset to that dongle unit and then make sure that both of them are connected to Wi-Fi, and they do a handshake, and then you can update it. And maybe I'm just an idiot. Well, I know I'm an idiot, but it took me 45 minutes the first time to try to figure out how to do it. Whereas the Cardo, you just download the app on your phone, and once you turn on your Cardo unit and you sync it with your phone, you can just go into your settings and check for a software update, just like you would your cell phone. And it just updates it right over the air. You don't have a separate Wi-Fi dongle. There's no complicated process to doing it. You just sync your phone into your helmet and you update it. And it's super simple. In addition to that, too, the Cardo, which we've recently been using, allows you to record your intercom audio. And we've been using that instead of using an auxiliary microphone setup with a helmet, because prior we would have a GoPro on the front, and then the GoPro would have a media mod on the front, which the media mod from GoPro just allows you to plug in and auxiliary accessories into the GoPro. So we had an auxiliary microphone setup, and then we would use that combination to record our audio while we're making our videos, riding down the road. But now with the Cardos, you just have the Cardo unit already installed in your helmet with a microphone, and you go into your application on your phone, and you just hit start recording, and it starts recording not only your audio, but anybody that you're talking to, incoming audio, it records that. So you can record full conversations, and it doesn't, it eliminates the need to have an auxiliary microphone if you're doing moto vlogging, or if you just want to record your talking or communication or conversation while riding down the road on a motorcycle. And in terms of like the wind noise and the sound quality, well, you can go back on our channel and you can check our last couple of videos. We've been using that method of recording our audio, and it's turned out very well. I mean, the wind noise is almost non-existent. The audio is very clear. And actually, I have to do a little bit of editing when I do make those videos, because the audio is almost so isolated that you almost can't hear the motorcycle or even like the wind noise at all. So it sounds a little unnatural, actually, with how like isolated it is, which is a double-edged sword. It's a good thing and a bad thing. So when I do edit the videos, I have to sort of go through and edit the audio so that way you can hear more of like the environmental noise and the motorcycle. But overall, it's a great solution to recording audio. So if you're interested in moto vlogging, it's a fantastic option. In terms of the actual mounting to the helmet, you have the little magnetic receiver that actually, you use adhesive to mount that to the helmet, and then the unit itself just clicks on there. So really easy to take off. So it's magnetic, so you just take it off like that. So you can see on the back, you got your connectors right here. And then when you want to put it back on the helmet, you just snap it right back on. So it's pretty sweet. And Cardo sells kits so that if you want to just have these mounts right here, if you want to put these on multiple helmets, you can install these on multiple helmets along with the earphones, and then you just have your one Cardo unit and you just interchange them between helmets. And it's super easy if you have multiple helmets for whatever reason. Yeah, so overall, we've been happy with the sound quality. I've been happy with the sound quality of music. When you play your music going down the road, being able to record our communication audio has been a lifesaver for making our YouTube videos. And the waterproof ability of these is awesome because they've gotten wet already. And guess what? They're still working. So, I mean, knock on wood, they're still working. So absolutely couldn't be more pleased with Cardo units, especially, they're expensive, so I'm glad that they're working as well as they are, because, I mean, at the end of the day, $700, of course that is for two of them, but, $700 is a decent amount of money for a communication system, so you want it to work, right? Obviously, but they're working pretty good. So, not to totally bash Sena, but I'm just disappointed and surprised that the quality of their units, and now I see why so many people are going with the Cardo units, and I see why they're sponsoring a ton of channels. And if you're familiar with any of the major motorcycling or moto vlogging channels, you'll probably note that they're sponsored by Cardo and they use Cardo in their videos. And again, this video is not sponsored. We bought these with our own money, and we're absolutely pleased with them. Hopefully, as we get bigger, maybe Cardo will sponsor us. And in addition to that, we're also toying around with the idea that when we hit a certain subscriber number, maybe 1,000 finally, and we get monetized, maybe we'll actually give one of these units away to one of our subscribers. So if you would like to see a Cardo giveaway, make sure to subscribe, because we're only going to be giving it away to one of our subscribers. But other than that, it's not going to be like a pay to enter or anything like that. We're just going to pick a random subscriber and give it away. So that's going to be announced in the future. We do want to try to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark before we do anything like that. So please help our channel out. Like videos, share videos, subscribe. We'll keep you posted with any updates regarding that. And of course, check out some of our older videos that we made. We took a little bit of a break in 2023 in terms of making videos. But we're back at it, and we're going to be back doing more routine uploads. We got some video ideas in the pipeline coming down, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, check out our other stuff. And thanks for listening to this short little update video. But go out, get yourself Cardo, because I think it's a better unit than Sena, and we've had nothing but good luck with them. And we've had them for a few months now, and we've been very pleased. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.